Hi guys, today I want to show you rows of grafting. Now, you might wonder why you want to do this thing at home. The main reason why you want to do this thing at home is because you want something perfect. They don't sell you the really high quality stuff today. Now, what you see in front of you is a rootstock that is 2.2 meter tall. Now, that is massive. I'm talking about 2.2 meter from the pot surface to the top. Now, the idea is that it's very rare if you can ever find on the market a tree rose that is around 1.8 meter tall. Now that is extremely rare, and even you can get it, the quality might not be great. What I have here is a 2.2 meter tall, so I can graft at that level, or I can chop it and bring it down to about 1.8. Now, sometimes you see on the internet a beautiful tree rose as a centerpiece in a garden. Now, those things are probably not the thing that people actually bought. They actually did the grafting themselves, or they asked a gardener to custom made one for them. So here we have a really incredible stem from a rootstock. This is a multiflora. Now this one is a water shoot straight from the ground level, and it managed to get that tall. Okay, so if you want to do this kind of thing, you have to grow the multiflora rootstock yourself, and you need to fertilize and water and make it really strong. So now the water shoot is really tall. Now what I'm going to do today is to show you how to do the grafting. Now, all right, so what you see in front of you is this multiflora rootstock, and I lean it to one side to lower the top to make it easy for me to access it. Here we are. Yeah, this is ready for action. Now you see there has been some growth. Spring is coming. We are at the end of winter and the roses are growing. So now you can see the buds. They start to grow. Now around this time the growth is not strong enough, so the spot here, this spot here is for budding. Now normally you want the rootstock to grow really strongly for the sap flow to come down strongly, and you will do the budding right there. Okay, now budding is the best way to create a tree rose because it starts from a single bud and it will grow to be very strong. There are many ways for you to do grafting, and I'm going to actually do the grafting this time. Now what you see here is a grafting tool. Alright, so that is the spot I plan to get a rose stem grafted in. Okay, so first thing is we'll just chop up the head of it. Alright, and what we'll do later is to graft the stem of rose right to the spot there. Okay, now, well, I'm ready. So the first thing is to create a proper cut. I choose the blade with the omega shape. Now the reason I choose the omega shape because it sort of produces a kind of cut that help the scion and the rootstock to lock it. Now it's a little bit hard to remove after you cut, but now the next thing that I need to do is to select the scion that will fit. I have a collection that I save away, put into plastic bag and put into the fridge. Now the reason is because in that way I can keep them and give me time to decide when I would be doing the grafting. And the rose scion, the stems stay in the fridge and they stay dormant. Now, yeah, look at that one. That one probably the same size. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. So this one is, well, a good one. So the task is to do the cut now to produce a perfect fit. Okay. So yeah. Okay, it's a bit hard. Okay. Now again, this is the omega cut, so it's a bit hard to remove after you cut, but yeah, it is worth it. Now, so you have a perfect cut there. And yeah, now the time to fit the thing in, and you will see that it fit perfectly, but you have to fit from the sideway because it is an omega shape. Alright, it fit really well. Now make sure that it fit perfectly on one side. And the other side, it doesn't matter so much, but using the tool, the fit is really good. It's almost perfect anyway. Okay, now it's the time to wrap the thing up. Now you always wrap from below. Okay, so look at the direction of the wrapping. Now you hold it so that you can release the tape and have sort of tension, you know, create enough pressure. And you wrap your way from the bottom. Now at the point of wrap union, I grab many times to make it strong, you see. And then you wrap all the way up to the top and cover everything. Now the whole idea is you want the grafting tape to hold the moisture inside, so the scion, the upper part, will not dry out. And that is very important. It will die if you let it dry out. So the plastic is going to cling to the rose and keep it, you know, moist. Now the scion has been in the fridge for a few weeks. It has been dormant. Now when it comes out, it warm up and it's ready to grow. And springtime, the rootstock is ready to grow. So the union, the marriage, you know, is at the right time where the scion want to grow and the rootstock want to grow. So both of them are ready. Now, and then I just pinch off the existing growth there, so that yeah, later, if for some reason the graft fail, now I don't think it will, okay, but for some reason if it fail, I can always wait for the node there to grow again. So the rootstock will, you know, grow more buds at a lower spot there, and then later what I can do is to do the job again. So I will be able to use the tool again to cut and graft new rose stem on. Or if I decide not to use the tool at all, I wait for those buds to grow again and have enough sap flow, and then I do the tea budding. So yeah, you have the grafting season extend all the way to the middle of spring. So we are talking about a period of 4 or 5 weeks. Now grafting is something that you can be done at the end of winter. Budding is something you can't. So later, if you want to do the thing again, you wait until the thing grow really strongly at the middle of spring, and then you will do budding. Now at that time, grafting is not going to work, or it will not work really well. The key to successful grafting is that the scion need to be dormant, ready to wake up to grow. By the middle of spring, it will be too late. Of course, if you keep the scion inside the fridge to that time, then it is still possible. So what I want to tell you is that today it's very difficult to go out there and hope that you can find a perfect rose. For the three roses, they are under pressure to make money, so they don't do the proper way anymore. The proper way is to do a single bud. You wait for 2 years, the single bud will grow and become big and become a well-rounded crown top. And they don't want to do that anymore because of that take them 2 years. And they only want to do the quick job and get the product ready for sale within 6 months. So for that reason, they tend to bud 2 or 3 buds. Now, if you look at this picture here, you can see it looks like they have done 2 buds. The lower one you can see clearly, and the upper one. Now, can you see a problem? The upper one seems to grow better, and the lower one doesn't grow that well. And in this case, nothing actually happened. The wind didn't break one of them. Now, if the wind, break one of them, the thing will be out of balance. So in this case, it worked fairly well. Now, look at this picture. Now, this is okay, but not as good. So you got the lower bud and the higher bud. Now, the same thing. So they budded too. And the wind didn't break, so it looks sort of okay. Okay, now look at this one. It doesn't look very good. In the previous cases, they budded 2 buds very close, but in this case, it's clear that the budding of the 2 a little bit far apart. So you on the right hand side here, you have something a lot lower, and the upper part here is higher, and you have rootstock in between. Now, if one of these break, the whole thing is ruined. Now, this one look pretty awful. You have the lower bud here and the higher bud here, and the higher bud, half of it die, and you end up with a little stem there. So now it doesn't look good at all. Okay, now this one look bad, and the one in the front here you see is dying. So the rose become imbalanced, and you see that sort of grow inward here. That look awful. Now, in this case, you have 2 buds, the lower one here and the upper one here, and both of them are growing fairly well. The wind didn't break any of them, so they sort of look okay, but not perfect. Okay, guys, now this one, guess what? It's a single bud. Now, this one, I actually did the thing myself. This is about 7 years old by now. A single graft, just a single graft, and it has grown and take over the entire thing. So what you get here is called a crown, a perfect rounded crown on top of the rootstock. And from that, you don't have any issue. The wind just can't break, and everything growing out of a single crown, so it is always a balance. Now, this is another case. I did this thing myself. This thing is probably about same time, about 7 or 8 years old. A single bud, and it has grown into a crown on top of the rootstock. So this whole area is the rose, and under this, right under here, you have your rootstock. And you can see when you have a single well-rounded crown on top of the rootstock, everything is perfect. And if anything go wrong, more, new, like shoot will just come out of a single crown. So it is always your balance. And there's no chance that the wind can break it. So guys, just to recap what I have done, I have shown you how to use a grafting tool to graft a rose onto a rootstock. Now, the reason today you would want to do this, by yourself at home, because you simply cannot buy the top quality stuff, from the market anymore. Now, even if you pay, $150, $200, you just don't have the top quality product to buy. And if you want a tree rose with a rootstock stem 1.8 meter to 2 meters, it's very hard to find, very rare. And often what they do is they, do budding, and they put about 2 or 3 buds on. If the wind, blow and break one of them, it is ruined. Now, the old-fashioned way is you do just a single bud. Normally people use T budding. In this case, I want to demonstrate how you use a grafting tool to graft a stem uprose onto the top. Now, my plan is that once it starts to grow, I will trim it way back down, close to the place of the union. Now, the idea is that you don't want the rose stem to be weak. So by trimming the thing down close to the union, you're likely to have something stronger. I just pull up, like a random picture of a tall standard rose on the internet. Now, you see, this is likely to be a 1.8 meter tall. Now, what it means is that the graft union is about 1.8 meter above the ground, and then the rose itself would grow about 1 extra meter up, so the total height would be about 2.8 meters. Now, if you want to get something like this, it is very rare here in Australia, and the chance is that they will do the budding with more than 1 buds. They don't do a single one and wait for 2 years and sell the thing to you, because they don't make money that way. So if you want a perfect one, you have to do the thing yourself. If you want something higher, taller, so instead of 1.8 you want 2 meters or 2.2, the only way is to do the job by yourself. Nobody is going to sell you that. Okay, so get yourself prepared, get some rootstock, grow them, and and have fun.